Ma'am, you are unmute, please.
Told us exactly how the leadership will be developed, or how the best leader will be developed. So for that purpose, giving one example, which is his journey. So thank you, sir, for your support. Because of your support, this institution will be developed here. Thank you, sir. Now I'm here to express a vote of thanks of this inaugural ceremony. On behalf of Shree Santkrupa Inst, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our President, Honorable Dr. Usha Zohri ma'am, and Secretary, Honorable Mr. Prasun Zohri sir, for establishing this new institute for staff development and for your valuable time and valuable guidance in this inauguration ceremony. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. We are deeply thankful to respected all principals of our Sanstha institutes, Dr. Ramalinga Patrakar sir, Dr. Swananda Kulkarni sir, Dr. Vaishali Patil ma'am, Mrs. Pushpa Patil ma'am, Mrs. Manisha Harikar ma'am, for your valuable presence. It added a special spark to our event. A big thank you to Director of Shree Santkrupa Institution of Professional Studies and Skill Development, Mr. Prasad Bhagwat sir, for being with us today. And we truly appreciate your support to arrangement of this session and new institution for us. Also, thank you to the guest, Mr. Satyajit Majumdar sir, for present here. Thank you so much. Also, I extend my sincere thanks to all HODs, OS, and all teaching staff for your presence in this inauguration ceremony. Thank you, one and all. This inauguration ceremony is over here.
Okay, thank
Now,
you.
Ma'am, just 1 second. Sir would like to say a few words, I think.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Prasun sir would like to say.
No, thank you, thank you, Bhagyashree madam, and thank you everyone for being here for the inaugural ceremony. We look forward to many more sessions under this institute, and I think we are all waiting now to hear Dr. Majumdar sir. So,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Our first session under Shree Santkrupa Institution of Professional Studies and Skill Development. This is a leadership development program. Will start immediately. For this session, we have an honorable guest, Mr. Satyajit Majumdar sir, Managing Director, TISS Incube Foundation. On behalf of Shree Santkrupa Institution of Professional Studies and Skill Development, I pleased to welcome esteemed guest, Honorable Mr. Satyajit Majumdar sir, Managing Director of TISS. Now, I'm happy to introduce our esteemed guest. Professor Satyajit Majumdar sir has graduated in Electrical and Industrial Engineering and later obtained postgraduate degree in Management, Applied MPhil and PhD. He is Sorry, I think there is some technical issue.
Yeah, please go ahead.
He is also a fellow of Institution of Engineers. Currently, he is a distinguished adjunct professor at Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, Ahmedabad, and managing director of TISS Incube Foundation, the Innovation Center of Tata Institute of Social Science, Mumbai. Earlier, he has been professor and dean at School of Management and Labor Studies, Tata Institute of Social Science, Mumbai. He teaches courses on business and social entrepreneurship, strategic management, growth and technology strategy, corporate social responsibility, and service operation management.
Ma'am, please unmute.
May I audible?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, sir. He member of entrepreneurs and startup organization and host several advisory positions with the prominent ones are member of Bombay Mother and Child Welfare Society, 100-year-old society working on health education, and co-chair of steering committees for biotechnology-based program for social development of Department Biotechnology, Government of India. He is also a member of advisory and monitoring committee of Department of Science and Technology of Government of India. Committee for Implementation of Leveraging Plant Resource in the state of Maharashtra under Rajiv Gandhi Science and Technology Commission of Government of Maharashtra and member of Advisory Editorial Board for Indian Studies in Business and Economic Springer also. Professor Majumdar sir has been member of governing body of National Innovation Foundation of the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, and Tata Institute of Social Science, Mumbai. He was the national lead of the core team constituted by the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Becomes of this leading role, Government of India honored him by National Entrepreneurship Award 2017. As a member of Board of Studies, academic councils, advisory and steering bodies, committee of university, technology, incubators, and other organizations, he regularly participated in policy discussion related to academic and practices. Professor Muzumdar sir has been actively engaged in expert group at a national and international level to provide strategic advice and guidance for academic program design and implementation, including in the area of teaching, research, skill development, entrepreneurship development, livelihood creation, and micro and small business management. He also regularly addressed national and international conference and seminar as an expert speaker. He has traveled to USA, UK, Sweden, Norway, Switzerland, France, Italy, Japan, Republic of Korea, Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, China, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and Russia to deliver expert lecture and as a member of advisory bodies. Professor Muzumdar sir has honored with Dr. V.J. Patel Memorial Award in 2023 by Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, Ahmedabad, in a recording of his work as an entrepreneurship trainer, educator, mentor for promoting entrepreneurship in 2009. He was also awarded the Galpin International Research Fellowship by the Quinnipiac University, USA, and has also been chosen distinguished alumnus of SGSITS by his alma mater. Professor Muzumdar sir has many research papers and award-winning case studies to his credit published in national and international journals and edited volumes. His research interest area is growth strategy and entrepreneurial managed small and medium business organization and strategic CSR. Sir has also interest in a different co-curricular activities. Professor Muzumdar sir has been trained in Indian vocal classical music with a Madhyama, that is senior diploma from Indra Kala Sangeet Vishwavidyalay, Khairgarh. Now, I request to Mr. Muzumdar sir, please enlighten us on the topic of teachers as a strategic leader. Please, sir.
Just one second, just one second. When I approached Dr. Muzumdar sir initially, without taking any pause, I am repeating the word, immediately sir has accepted. And sir said that to whom I am going to address. I said, we have all these faculty members. I gave him brief about our Sanstha and our institute. And then he immediately agreed and said, yes, this is the right purpose for which I am working now. So once again, sir, I'm really thankful to you for accepting our invitation. And now you can please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful introduction, long, wonderful introduction. Yeah, it's my pleasure to be here. I remember earlier also I have done one such sessions. and really quite thoughtful and quite, I would say, progressive thinking. Why I'm saying so, not to sort of praise on your face, but the other day, I think about 10 days ago, I had a long brainstorming session with the secretary of government of Chhattisgarh. He is CM secretary also, very senior IS officer, and long chat, I think 1.5 hours chat, and in his office in Mantralaya. So he was saying that we have created a think tank at the state level with distinguished academicians, and there are many others, and we want you to be a part of this think tank. So I said I'll be very happy, and we were supposed to do some innovative thinking and stuff like that. So he said, what can we do for education? I think the first thing is free up teachers, free up government school teachers, and he was mentioning school teachers of government schools actually, and of course colleges, that free up teachers from fringe duties like pulse polio and election duty and all those things, right? Census. I think teachers' job is to teach and give free time for teachers to think, articulate. So he said, a great idea. So would you do a workshop for them? So I said, yes, I will love to do that. And I said, don't pay me. I'll just take care of my travel and stay. And even if I'm traveling for some other reason, I'll not ask you to pay for the travel even. And let us do something about it. So the teacher's training. I'm yet to kind of send him a concept note. He said, please send me a concept note. We'll certainly look at it. So the point I'm mentioning is I think, as Prasanji said, that the teaching is evolved actually. Education is evolved differently. I think we are not in the same league. So I think we'll have to redefine the role of the teachers. And yes, reskilling of teachers is equally important. Not that teachers don't know, but I think the whole paradigm has shifted. So I think with that thought, I would love to sort of do this session. Not that I'm a great expert, but what I'm saying, I have been doing a little bit of this kind of work with other universities and other places, even a couple of UN organizations also. So I'm just sharing some thoughts, and so I'm not putting any case study here because this is not a case for case study. It's more a conceptualization, articulation, and some provocation. So I'm taking this session more as a provocation session rather than anything else. And because I'm talking to my colleagues in the university setup, so I'm just sharing my thoughts. I know I have about 60 minutes time. I'll try to be on time. Pardon me if
Yeah,
I deviate
yeah.
by 5 or 10 minutes. I'll try to be on time. So the title is actually strategic leadership, right? So strategic leader. So I think the first question comes: what is about being a strategic? I think simple and yet deeper meaning is we need to seek unique position. And as you correctly said, that you are respected by industry. You're one of the most sought after as a institute for the students placement. I think yes, these are the unique positions. How you carry your image outside, and outside image cannot be demanded. Outside image gets created. So you cannot say that this is my image. You can't say like that. You can put any amount of hoarding. You can do any amount of television ads and all this stuff. But outside world knows what you are. As simple as that. We are living in internet era. Okay, and everything is available in a fraction of second. So I think how we can be different, how we can be valuable, how we can be respected, that's precisely the domain of strategy. So the question is, fine, I'm different. Okay, so what? Okay, so what? So क्या फर्क पड़ता है, right? Kind of stuff, right? So the question is, what are our, so now the so what is, now the question comes, look inside, look within. And that's what is the resource based view of strategy is all about. That what are we known for, and why people respect us? What are our unique attributes for which we are being respected, for which we are being sort of being questioned, we are being referred, and those kind of stuff, right? So to me, strategy is equally inside question also. It's not about outside. It's not being
Hello, sir. Hello. Sir, I think you are not audible. Sir, I think you are not audible. Just one second.
He got disconnected. We'll just wait for him.
So my apology. I don't know. Today internet is unfair to me. My sincere apology. So so I've kept two options, but both options sometimes fail together. So yeah. So you'll have to really pardon me for that. I'll try to be to the best of my ability so far as this. So is my slide visible?
No, sir.
Okay. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Now.
Yes.
Thank you.
Context had changed the 21st
Yeah.
century. This slide appears.
Perfect. And slide is moving. Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
So context of 21st century is different, right? And I would like to put little bit of that complexity uh, in the discussion. So as Prasunji said, and all of you said actually, ma'am also said the same thing, that we are in an era of technology, right? And the only thing which has changed probably in last say, 30 years or so, earlier technology used to follow market used to say this is what is needed, so there would be market research, there will be a lot of stuff happening, and then we give this brief to our R&D guys, and they will do something unique, they will develop some unique product, and the whole thing happened that way. I think the real paradigm shift happened since internet came, and now the technology is moving ahead of the market. So market is actually a step behind. Market is kind of jumping into the technology sort of story. So the situation is changed. So if you think that we will be able to teach the same stuff which we were teaching 25 years ago, okay, I think in my view, with humility, I will say we are wrong. We are wrong. Things are not like that. Okay. And just look at the things like in disruptive models are there, and many things. I think all of us know that, right? And the new market segments get created, right? So the question is, since I think since you are located little away from the tier 2 or tier 3 city, I had been to Karad a couple of times when long back when I was doing some assignments in Kolhapur. So I passed through several times. Okay, so I'm aware. I'm slightly aware about your location. I think why can't we say that this is our strategic advantage? Being away from the city is our strategic advantage, and how do we work around that? Okay, how do we work around that, right? So the question is, whatever is the situation we are, okay, how do we take it as a strategic advantage and work upon that? I think that's the question which all of us need to address. And in this era, probably the time has come. Do we? So I totally disagree when people say we don't need teachers these days in the university. I totally disagree. We need teachers. We need different kind of teachers. So I don't agree that YouTube and internet can teach us everything. Maybe, but that's the only source of information. The real insightful reflecting journey can happen only when you have a teacher. Okay, it's a different question whether teacher comes online or offline, in the classroom, off classroom. Okay, it has all the means have its own advantage or disadvantage, but I'm of the view that we cannot replace teachers. We need teachers, we need different kind of teachers, and that's where my strategic articulation comes actually. So the question is, how do we look at our role? Okay, so we are living in the crossroad of complexity. Okay, policy regulations are changed. Anything happen in the Trump administration affects you very next day, right? Your placement gets affected, as simple as that. The moment Trump, and every day, every morning, Trump makes 3 or 10 announcements, right? And if one announcement affects your placement, I'm sure you must be facing this kind of stuff, right? So geopolitical situation, the societal norms, everything is affecting us. Everything is affecting us, right? So maneuvering this complexity is something which I think all of us have to learn. Okay, you cannot avoid complexity. We'll have to learn to manage the complexity. So that's my first argument. I'm sorry. So here question comes, what is the role of institution of higher education? I think institution of higher education has a fundamental role of universalization of knowledge. Okay, and that's why I believe is the word university. Okay, and whether you have the name university attached.
So there is disconnectivity. We'll wait for a few seconds. Sir,
So sorry.
yeah,
Yeah, I know I was out. Okay, so I'm switching from one source of internet to other one, uh, with the hope that things will go right. My sincere apology. I'm trying to manage to my best of ability. So yeah, so what I was saying that we are in a knowledge business, right? We are a knowledge entity, and so we need to create new knowledge. We'll have to disseminate the contemporary or new knowledge, and we'll have to also apply the knowledge to check how useful the knowledge is, or whether some moderations is needed or not. So I think our purpose of existence is knowledge. I think that's precisely the reason we exist as a university. But education is a process. So in the last century or so, there have been a lot of focus on the education as a process. And of course, barring few institutes of higher education where and all this kind of stuff. All of us know about that. I don't want to get into that debate. But the question is, research was never, and we were not able to do the second and third part. So whatever may be the reason, I think we are not here to critique or analyze the situation. The question is the process. I think all of us are here to reinvent the process. Reinvent, nahi, we'll have to recreate the process. Okay. So where is the role of a teacher in this? Okay. Role of a teacher is now facilitating role, a guide role, a coach role, right? Probably you need not deliver for 2 credit course, you need not deliver 30 hours lecture. Probably your lecturing time would be only 10 or 15 hours. That's good enough, right? Probably 15 hours is exploration, working with the students, exploration, go to the field, see how the things are happening, asking student to write a research note, okay, developing a design format or something like that. Okay, I think the first thing is our role has to evolve. Our role has to change. That's the first thing. Second is the role of university is creating a right combination of formal and informal learning system. So we'll have to allow the informal learning system to come in. Okay, mobile and internet is a part of our life. Okay, and we say, no, we ban internet on our campus. I think the days are gone. Nobody is doing that, of course. But the question is, they are the tools, they are the method. Now the next debate which is coming very, very sort of prominently is AI. Okay, and the student will copy, create assignments through AI or all this kind of stuff, right? So I remember when I was in engineering, that time scientific calculators were not allowed in the examination. So with a lot of pleading, it became sort of, so teacher used to come during the examination and check whether you are holding a normal calculator or scientific calculator. So my first year in engineering started like that. But of late, when I came to third year, we were allowed to use scientific calculator. So what I'm saying is, any technology is challenged. Okay, पहले भी challenge होता था, अभी भी challenge होगा. तो AI भी challenge होगा. AI ML will be challenged. So the question is, my question is, how to fight against the technology is not the right question. How to make use of the technology for the right purpose. So I think all of us need to be technology educated. All of us have to educate the students correctly how we can make best use of the technology. I think that is something which we need to evolve. I attended quite a few sessions in Bangalore, also regenerative AI and all this kind of stuff. The debate is never ending. The debate is on. But I think this is the right time that since you have initiated, Bhagwat sir said that you have set up a new center and today is the inaugural. I really feel fortunate. I really feel happy that I'm with you on the inaugural day. I'm a part of your this new journey, right? So why not you institute re-articulation, not re-articulation, articulation of AI, usage of AI in your learning system. Okay, how AI can be a tool for better learning. I think that could be one agenda for your institute to work upon, not to see it as a threat, but see it as a resource. So precisely that's something which I'm referring to. So basically, what my next submission is, as a teacher, I think we'll have to be non-linear now. Okay, because what happens, there is only one method of solving mathematics. There is only one method of applying a formula and getting right answer. Why can't we allow the student to find multiple answers or multiple methods of answers? And correctness of answer is not on the outcome, but also the process the student is thinking about. So how can we bring this complexity in the teaching system? And I think engineering and technology education has to evolve a lot on that, from giving this definitive answer to exploratory answer, where the complexity of life can be taught about. And I think job placement is important, but I think that cannot be the sole purpose. Job placement is one outcome. Sole purpose is to how do you enhance the level of knowledge within the university system. That's where I'm differentiating between teaching and learning. So I think, as I said, that teacher has to be a learning facilitator, not a teacher per se. So what is teaching? All of us are used to of that. In my teaching career also, majority of the time we were delivering lectures. So पहले हम लोग OHP use करते थे, overhead projectors. Earlier we were using blackboards, then overhead projectors. Now we are using PowerPoint presentations. I think our method of delivery has changed, but we were fundamentally doing the same thing. I think the days have changed. I think we are not here to deliver a good lecture. Good lecture is needed, but what I'm saying, that's not the sole thing. The question is, what happens within the student? So can we change our approach of teacher-centric teaching to student-centered learning? I think that is the new paradigm. As a strategic leader, we'll have to rethink about that. So education, in my view, is providing the learning opportunity, right? And it has had multiple sort of changes. Okay, the three I have referred the literature. I have referred some education literature to list down them. These are not my original thoughts. One is the knowledge, which we already do. Second, the skill, the doing part of it. The third is the attitude, how we feel about society. Okay, how you feel about the environment. How do you feel about the world around? Okay, so attitude is also critical. Okay, and that's where most of the students fail. And mental stress and all this thing happen because we are not able to develop attitude of the student. Generally, this is slightly less addressed. The fourth is appreciation, how we value the thing. How do you value the thing, right? Appreciation of the society. Okay, appreciation that I'm just giving one example, simple example. We say we don't need slums in the cities. Just remove the slums from the cities, from where you'll get your housemaids, as simple as that. Okay, they come from slum only. And since their cost of living is so low, and that's why the salary which we pay is good enough for them to live their life. Otherwise, they are also facing the same cost of rise in the market situation which me and you are facing. So we want our increment and DA to rise every year, but we don't want to pay little fair wages to our maids, right? I'm just giving an example. I'm not making any speech here. So how do we appreciate that? How do you value the system, social system, and of course our understanding, the way we comprehend the thing. And in fact, I think last year or maybe before that, last year probably, I had enough time in Frankfurt Airport before I was returning from my daughter to Mumbai. So I picked up Financial Express is something which I read generally, particularly if it is printed in Europe or America. Okay, and there was a wonderful article why NATO is not directly fighting with Russia, and what are the issues with the Russian systems. As a professional, I need to know. I was pretty surprised that the capability of NATO countries to fight war itself is a big question mark. Okay, and that's why they are not directly fighting. So it's not that it's a strategic move, it's a techno-economic sort of phenomena. Okay, of course, the article was wrong. I'm just giving an example. So understanding the geopolitical situation is equally important, and technology is no different from that. Okay, so I think why not we allow students to understand the geopolitical situation also and relate it to their life. Okay, we need not be political about it. We need not take any stand, but I think we are informed. Right. So the question is, students are not here to be told what to learn. Students are here to be guided, I think, and that's the learning environment we'll have to create. So we'll have to create a mahal, okay, where students feel excited and motivated to learn, right? And learning cannot completely given by teachers. All of us are experiencing that. we are we are creating the necessary human wear, which is a challenge these days, which is very, very big challenge these days. How do you motivate student to engage in learning process? So I think we'll have to redo our pedagogies also. I think that's the time to work upon that. How do we do it? It's a matter of detail. Maybe we can discuss later. So our role as a teacher is something where we believe that student has an intention to come to learn because they enroll with you as a university, and we have an intention to teach because we are assigned the task of teaching. I think this is the quadrant with which we are working. But interestingly, students learn from other disciplines also, other spaces also. So students learn through other method where intention of learning is high, but learner intent is high, but the learning environment is different. Just imagine who taught the student to handle mobile phone? None, nobody. But they learned it. And sometimes my daughter handles mobile phone and laptop much better than me, right? Because she's from the current generation, right? And I'm sure that's the logic all of us are agreeing to sort of be there. Okay, that's one side of learning. So what I'm saying, students do learn intentionally, but the provision of the education is unintentional. So that's on the right and top. Left and bottom is something, the learning also happens within the family, within the society. So it's probably we don't know when do we learn it actually. So informal learning also happens, right? Now the question is, the whole learning basket is not confining to my role as a teacher. Learning basket happens beyond university, beyond classrooms, right? So can we make best use of it? Can we integrate in our education system? Maybe student can bring a lot of value. Maybe the parents bring a lot of value. Can parents also be a co-teacher? Okay, if parents are, so it doesn't matter if a parent is a farmer. I think I'll love to invite the farmer parent to the classroom and help us to understand the whole mechanics of farming. I think that's also something which we need to do, and so on, right? So learning intention and experiences are far beyond the classroom teaching. Okay, can we integrate them? And that will cut down your workload also. The teachers will have more productive time, okay, to write their research paper, to do some more reading, some more library work. So I think this can be done as a process. So curriculum design and delivery, I'm sure you would have seen this. And you know it. I'll just spend 1 minute here. I'll not spend much. So this is more a simplified version of Cope's learning cycle. So what I'm saying, generally we start with the bottom, abstract conceptualization. We give a lecture, we give an example, and we tell the student, now go to the lab and conduct this experiment to establish what you have learned in the classroom is the real life phenomena. That's what we teach, right? Any subject for that matter. So what I'm saying, can we go one step back? Okay, can we go for critical reflections? Can we ask the student to go and observe something? Okay, and do some conceptualization. And in the classroom, we can put it together. Okay, that's what we do in qualitative research, right? We bring all the content together and we kind of put them in sort of typologies. You can say, okay, fine, this phenomena is having this typology. Okay, and for example, the erratic rainfall, the climate, this is a big subject these days, right? So can you tell me what are the patterns of rainfall you are observing this year? Okay, the student will have multiple things, right? They will talk about their village, they will talk about the grandparents, they will talk many things, right? Can we group them together? I can say, okay, fine, there is somewhere where the flooding is happening. So what are the phenomena which causes flooding? And then what happens, right? How the urban, so can civil engineering be taught from this direction? And so on, so on. So if there is a heavy gush, okay, how can we create a sewage system? How can a mechanical device can solve this problem? Can we have AI okay, to help us to create an algorithm for handling this, how the traffic condition gets good or bad during these conditions, right? Can we do that kind of what and high kind of abstract conceptualization? And we can say that, look, this is what is the phenomena we are studying on your own. Now go back and use this phenomena and conduct an experiment. Here is an experiment protocol. Okay, so my suggestion is, can we do this? Can we start with critical reflections? These are some provocations. I'm not saying that you must do it from tomorrow. These are some provocations when we talk about the strategic leadership role. So basically, when we say that we are designing a program, okay, so can we change our perspective to program design for teacher-centric to learner-centric? Okay, and we can allow the students to design their own learning repository also. And new education policy gives a lot of such freedoms if you can sort of pack it up that way. So the question is, how can we translate? Because I was quite impressed, and I know your institute virtually since I've been talking to Prasadji for several years. So what is the mission of the institute? And because you talked about that, Prasanji talked about it, Madam talked about it, Prasadji talked about it. Okay, what is the mission of the institute as a body, right? And you said that it's not one individual, it's a family. Perfectly correct. What is the family mission statement? What the family stands for? Can we translate? I've just given some example. Please ignore the examples. Can we translate this mission statement to our program? And can this program be translated to subject objectives? Can this subjective objective can be objective learning objectives? Can we translate that? So I think that will help you to claim that this is where you stand out. This is where you stand out, right? So maybe some thought can help us to design that. If you need some more details, I can do that because I did it for my institute also. I did it for my early institutes also. Maybe we can talk about it. So these are some submissions I'm making. As I said, that my job is to give some provocations, not to give an answer. I'm just giving some provocation in strategic leadership. So then we can actually translate the whole thing into the curriculum design. Okay, what do we want student to know? Okay, the knowledge, what part of it? What do we want student to do by themselves, right? What do we want student to feel differently? Okay, what do we want student to value the world outside, right? What do we want student to understand? Okay, capability to learn. So I think large part of our outcome should be to develop students' capability to learn better. Okay, because we cannot teach everything in the classroom within 30-40 hours, right? I think we can develop the curiosity, we can develop. So why not? In fact, I do it in all my courses. In the last session, I said, I give a template. That's my feedback session actually. What did you learn? How did you learn? And what else you want to learn? That's the question I asked every student to answer. And sometimes very beautiful answer comes. Okay, and sometimes they tell me, okay, sir, when next time you teach this course, please add this. This is something which will help the student to learn. Okay, so we also learn from students' feedback, right? So can we do this kind of stuff, right? So now I come to my last part, role as a strategic leader. I'll just, because I've already said most of the thing, I think teachers are default leaders. And of course, when I say teachers, I'm not ignoring the fact the support staff, because teacher is at the core. Teacher is facing the audience, but at the core, as we say in theater, okay, the light man is equally important. The musician is equally important. The one who does stage setting is equally important. If they don't do their job perfectly, you cannot perform as an artist, right? So maybe as a performer, we are facing the crowd, but the people who are around me to help me perform are equally leaders, right? Only thing is they don't appear in the crowd. They don't appear in the crowd. So when I say we are default leaders, it doesn't mean that others are not leaders. Others are equally leaders, right? So how do we develop a process, okay, to do that? So in fact, every individual of us is a leader, right? So the question is, why we talk about strategic leadership? Strategic leadership is to define our strategy to stay ahead. That's what you said actually. Okay, how do we stay ahead? How do we establish the control system which is not enforced on us, which is evolved, okay, which I'm sure you would have been having that. So largely the job of the teacher is to act like a spark plug. We are giving this the spark. And some most of the time, depending on the level of the student, UG or PG, our job is to give right question to the student. Okay, our job is, I believe, not always, to give the right answer. Our job is to give, okay, fine, I think this, But do you think this is something important? Go and find out and let me know tomorrow. Okay, what do you think about it? Okay, ask your parents, ask your teacher, ask your father, ask your uncle, right? Kind of stuff, right? So we can do that. We can do that. That's pretty easy. So basically, what is important is we'll have to basically all these things lead to only one thing, creating a culture. I think that's the only thing which is the job of a strategic leader, right? How do you create a culture? And culture takes time. Culture takes time. Culture cannot be built tomorrow. Culture takes ages. Culture takes millions of years, sometimes hundreds of years. I know. I'll just give an example. Not that I taught in Tata Institute. When this attack 26/11 happened, okay, in Taj Hotel, all of us know about that bad day, right? Uh, the service boys, the general manager, general manager was killed also, right? The service boys, they face the bullet and ask the guest to hide out. Okay, did anybody teach them that? कि जब ऐसी गोली चले तो सामने आ जाना, गेस्ट को बचाना, क्योंकि यू नेवर इमेजिन इन अ होटल्स लाइफ टाइम दिस विल हैपन. यू नेवर इमेजिन दैट कैन नॉट बी अ पार्ट ऑफ योर ट्रेनिंग. पार्ट ऑफ द ट्रेनिंग कुड बी हाउ टू हैंडल फायर. ओके, because that may happen, we know, and the fire drill hota hai hotels mein वगैरह वगैरह, all those things happen. But can you teach a staff how to face bullets? No, it's not possible. There are many things which cannot teach, right? But the question is, you can build attitude, right? Attitude is a subset of culture, right? If the culture is there, I think the staff will respond to the situation the way they should. Okay, I think that's our job. That's our job. Okay, to set the right ethical standard, right? Allow people to explore the opportunity. I feel very happy that Prasadji has come back, and actually yesterday only we had a quick chat on the phone, and he said that we are inaugurating a new sort of training center. That's the best thing to happen, right? That's the best thing to happen. Allow people to explore. Can we ask people to develop their own learning agenda in this institute? So some part of the learning can be standardized. You can have standard programs. Some part of it could be customized, and let a group of people or individual can come back. Okay, this is what I want to learn. Can we facilitate that process, right? And that this applies to the students also, right? So I think what matters the most, okay, is guiding people to think about the organization purpose, why we exist. What are the core competence? Okay, how you develop human capital? Though sometimes the word capital is misleading, but anyway, how to develop people actually. Okay, and how do we have the right organization culture with the right kind of ethical practices, and how we can have balanced organization control, because controls are needed in a formal structure. Controls are needed, otherwise it will go haywire. But how do we balance it out? How much of it freedom driven? How much of it is system driven? I think we can define on that. So the question is, how this culture can be nurtured, okay, how this culture can provide the context of strategy formulation, and so on and so forth. There are difficult times in every organization's life. You look at the best of the companies across the globe, not that every company did excellent in the entire life cycle. There are difficult times, okay, but if people rise up, if the culture is created, the difficulties can be managed in a better way. So basically, what we are trying to sort of articulate about the role of a strategic leader is, look at your resource, okay, and question yourself. Don't take anything which you have is a resource, right? Your location is a resource, your land is a resource, your laboratory is a resource, your people are the resource, your students are resource, right? Can we, and that's what resource-based view of strategic management is all about. Look at the resource and articulate what kind of value we can create, okay, through the resource. I'm sure we have excellent pool of ideas, and we can pick top 10 or top 5 to work around that. That's precisely the strategic leadership role is all about. So I will conclude that two things are important, okay, for all of us being strategic leader. One is, we have two things to do. One is we have personal role and we have a professional role. Professionally, we should demand high results. Professionally, we should demand the best of the things. But personally, we should be modest. We should be humble, right? Professionally, we will set difficult targets. We'll set aspirational targets, which you may say that I can be better than IIT Bombay. Why not? Why not? Why can't that be an aspiration? Difficult target. People may say you have gone, आपका दिमाग कुछ खराब हो गया. No issues. दिमाग खराब होना भी जरूरी है कभी कभी, right? But how do we inspire standards and kind of so we don't need charismatic leader, okay? We need charismatic standards. क्योंकि एक इंडिविजुअल कैरिज्मेटिक होने से फिर इंडिविजुअल चला जाएगा तो सिस्टम फिर कोलैप्स हो जाएगा. आई एम स्लाइटली अगेंस्ट दिस कैरिज्मेटिक sort of narrative of leader. Then you start worshipping the person. उसका फोटो वोटो चिपका के धूप बत्ती लगाना शुरू कर देते हो. We don't want that actually. We don't want anybody to worship. We want to set high performance standard. But the person will come and go. Person will inspire and go. Right? Doesn't matter. We need to be like that. Right? And we need to set ग्रेट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सिस्टम. वी गुड नहीं चलेगा. ये एक्चुअली मैंने जिम कॉलिंस से लिया जो गुड टू ग्रेट. आई एम वेरी हाईली इंप्रेस्ड विद हिम. ओके, वी नीड टू हैव अ ग्रेट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. गुड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन तो हम है. वी आर गुड. हाउ कैन वी बिकम ग्रेट? हाउ कैन वी बिकम, आई यूज अ वर्ड कॉल्ड मेमोरेबल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. Okay, where for decades together will people remember me? How people will remember? So how can we become great, memorable organization, right? And we need a sort of system of not blaming any individual. Let individual come and introspect and let us learn from the mistakes. But all the time we'll have to look outside the window to see how the world looks like, right? And I'm sure great days are ahead. And I'm of the view that now this monolith great institution system, though they are great, they are doing a great job, but I think institution like yours also has almost similar. Okay, we need that structure. Okay, we need great institution of that caliber, and I'm sure that's going to happen. And I would like to budget some time for Q&A. That's what I sort of, I think we have 10-15 minutes for Q&A. Please express your thought. You're welcome to express your disagreements also. I'm okay with that. And I didn't put any example. Deliberately, I didn't do that because I felt that giving a story of example doesn't make sense. How can I give provocation? So my purpose is the provocation dena, which I don't know I could do it or not, but certainly I'll be happy to answer your questions if you have any. Or please share your thoughts if you have any.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Sir, we are really happy that, as you mentioned, apart from working with a great organization, as you said, can we create a memorable organization? So, will you please elaborate on this? How we can create a memorable organization? Being a teacher, what could be our role?
Yeah.
Develop a memorable organization.
इसका मैं एक छोटा सा उदाहरण दूंगा. I'll just give an example, right? Sometime back, maybe 5 or 7 years back, I forgot which year, maybe 7 or 10 years ago, I had been to this Darden Business School in University of Virginia. And Virginia, all of us know that, बहुत classic university है, and set up by one of the ex-president of US, right? There is a hostel. The rooms are some 150 years old. Okay, rooms are absolutely not. Maybe your hostel is 1,000 times superior than their hostel, right? But it's a classical sort of old hostel, छोटा सा cramped room, 2 beds and one table. Okay, and the rent of that hostel is I was told that is very high. And when the student apply, there are some 20 or 30 rooms. Everybody wants to occupy one of the rooms. You know what is the condition? One is every room has a history. यहाँ पे फलाना रुका था. Okay, इस हॉस्टल में इसने पढ़ाई किया था. Okay, so memorable history, right? The great history. And do you know, second condition is if you decide to stay in the hostel, you cannot lock your room. You cannot lock your room. You'll have to keep your room open so that others can visit you. Even people like us. The visitor can also come and open the door. And of course, I visited and said hello to many students, right? So what I see is, what is this? This pride. Okay, this legacy ka pride. It's not I got the best education, but I was there in the best place, right? And this room is, I am carrying that legacy of the best. Okay, that doesn't mean the University of Virginia, all of us know that they are doing great things, right? They have best of the modern schools, they have best of the modern infrastructure. But अभी वो hostel का demand अभी भी बहुत ज़्यादा है. What I mean by memorable is where you attach pride. Okay, or ye pride, you cannot implant this pride in the head of the student. You cannot do that. The pride comes on your own. Okay, I feel proud to be like this, right? Kind of stuff. To be very honest, I really feel proud that I did my PhD from BITS planning. It's an aspirational place for me. For some reason, I could not go for UG studies, though I was eligible to get admission there when I sort of finished my schooling. But था कि नहीं, जिंदगी में एक बार तो BITS से कुछ तो करना है. And you'll be surprised to know in my admission interview for PhD, of course, I had to do MPhil also. The dean asked only one question, and I was at that point of time, I was living in Bhopal, my hometown. You have a university in Bhopal, आप वहाँ से PhD क्यों नहीं करते हो? तो I said, नहीं sir, I don't want to do it. Well, any specific reason? I said, no specific reason. So he said, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. That's it. There's no explanation. You know what I'm saying? There's no explanation why I love this place. Right. I love this place because I draw the pride. I draw the inspiration. Okay. Little philosophical, but I think यही होना चाहिए. When we draw pride, okay, ये place inspiring place है, right? यहाँ पे आने में मुझे अच्छा लगता है, शांति मिलती है. And you'll be surprised to know बिट्स पिलानी में मैं बहुत दिन से नहीं गया हूँ. बहुत आजकल कम ही जाना होता है. Whenever I go, I just keep my bag in the guest house and rush to the Saraswati temple. आप कभी जाइएगा. सीरीन टेम्पल है और आपको 8-10 स्टूडेंट ध्यान करते हुए मिल जाएंगे. बहुत सुंदर टेम्पल कॉम्प्लेक्स है, बहुत सुंदर. तो द फर्स्ट थिंग आई डू इज आई गो एंड गो एटलीस्ट फॉर 5 मिनट्स. यदि कितना ही रश क्यों ना हो, 5 मिनट के लिए टेम्पल तो जाना है, ज्योति उतार के 5 मिनट तो बैठना ही है मुझे. राइट. I draw inspiration. I'll just tell you one more thing. It's not that I graduated from BITS. BITS is a great place. No issue about it. Flamboyancy बिल्कुल नहीं है. कोई claim नहीं है बड़ा flamboyancy बिल्कुल नहीं है. Very private university, very expensive. Okay, but place of inspiration. You know, they were constructing a lecture hall complex funded by alumni. And ये हुआ कि and they have a clock tower. क्लॉक टावर वही पुराने जमाने का बिट्स का पिक्चर देखिएगा, क्लॉक टावर ही उनका मेन पिक्चर है. सो व्हाट हैपेंड इज दे डिजाइन द बिल्डिंग एंड ये हुआ कि क्लॉक टावर के लेवल पे कोई बंदा खड़ा होगा ना तो ही विल नॉट बी एबल टू सी द टेम्पल, you know. So what happened, not that they reduced the height of the building, they said let us take the whole building below ground. So instead of constructing a building ground up, it's a building lecture hall complex built up ground down and the temple is visible. अच्छा, फायदा ये हुआ कि the moment you come out the lecture hall, you just come to the ground level, you can see the temple. The guy who is on the top of the clock tower, he also sees the temple. Because so मुझे लगता है ये है memorable institution. When you are ready to compromise the civil engineering design of the building because you want to keep this belief, not that you are a worshipper of Saraswati or whatever. Well, you may or may not, that's not the question. But how do I draw that inspiration? I think to me, see, great teaching तो होता रहेगा, होगा ही, क्यों नहीं होगा, right? But how do you make the place sort of vibrant enough where I draw inspiration? I think the places should be the place for inspiration.
Thank you, sir.
Aspiration तो होगा ही होगा, inspiration का place होना चाहिए. This should be a place for inspiration.
Thank you. There might be some other questions, sir, from our faculties also, please. Someone can coordinate, please.
Even having question, then please ask. Is there any question? Then please ask here. Unmute yourself and ask.
Most of the teachers consider them as an instructor, not a strategic leader. So how they can be in the field of strategic leader or teacher as a strategic leader?
I couldn't hear the question correctly. Can somebody?
Where is the most of the teachers?
Sorry.
Sir,
Can somebody repeat? Prasad ji, if you can repeat the question.
Just one second.
Also, echo हो रहा था. I could not hear the question. If somebody can repeat, just repeat the question. Yeah.
Wait.
Little bit. I'll ask you if I miss out some word. Yeah, please.
Question is myself, Professor Hostel from Engineering Street. My question is, many professors, almost of the professors, think them as a instructors, not a leader, as a teacher, as a strategic leader. So how they can switch themselves and into the love teachers as a strategic leader?
Yeah. No, it's a process. It's a process, right? It cannot happen in one day. So the initiative is really excellent, but it cannot happen in one day. I think there are some fundamental things can be done. which we can kind of narrate. See, the question is, I think that everything starts with the organizational purpose. Sorry. Everything starts with organizational purpose. Can I translate the organizational purpose into whatever I do in the organization? Whatever I do, formal and informal role, right? How can I translate the organization purpose? I think that is, we say, okay, fine, we want to be the best of the engineering college in the state, yeah, country, fine. Can we define 5 attributes of the best engineering college? Okay, infrastructure-wise, teacher-wise, pedagogy-wise, etc. Can we translate it? Okay, can we put these attributes into our curriculum? Can we put the learning objective accordingly? Okay, so this translating purpose into sort of design is the leadership role actually. The one who does it is the leader actually. The one who articulates and translates it is the leader, right? So leadership ke liye, you may read some literature, you can attend some training program, but I believe if you translate the organization purpose into our action, I think that's the best way to teach leadership.
Great. Absolutely great.
Thank you, God, sir.
Thank you. Now I request all the principals also, if you have any question or if you would like to interact with sir, I think this is the best opportunity. We are really fortunate that Majumdar sir is here and who is having a huge experience in making policy decisions also. And you can have a dialogue with sir.
So good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Manisha Harlikar here.
Ji.
So I'm working as a principal of the school. We are
Ji.
having the children till 7th standard, and we
Ji.
are carrying out many activities so that the students they get at the optimal. But sometimes even I feel that whether the Vedic mathematics or nowadays we are finding the mathematics like is been taught in some different classes will be there where the earlier like slates and the beads they
Ji.
use
Ji.
for counting
Ji.
and all. So whether
Ji.
it will become easier to apply in our regular studies.
Yeah. So, Isma ma'am, though I have a lot of respect for school teachers. That's my first submission. Because teaching school is far difficult than teaching college. Okay, the first thing is you and your team must be doing great thing. Okay, क्योंकि ये मेरा experience है. School teaching I cannot do. It's a huge task, huge task. So I have huge respect for school teachers. So please accept my compliment, and you people must be doing great thing. Okay, being a school teacher. Okay, that's the first thing. So my question, ma'am, my question नहीं मेरा submission है कि is it okay if I rather than teaching the techniques or tools, I allow the basic fundamental principles of Vedic mathematics to be reflected by the student. Okay, the principles. Okay, so if student learn the fundamental principle, they can apply it multiple facets of life probably.
Yeah, correct.
So if somebody can decode that, I cannot actually. To be very honest, I cannot. But if and हर science का एक principle होता है, fundamental principle होता है. If somebody can really think through and decoding the principles and ask the student to sort of, मतलब we can facilitate that and ask the student can now you apply it. So we are not making student expert in Vedic mathematics, but I think we are making student expert in numerical ability. What is needed is the numerical ability, not the mathematic solve वाला ये. तो आई थिंक यदि हम इस तरह से सोचेंगे तो आई एम श्योर ग्रेट थिंग कैन हैपन and there is a huge possibility in my view. There is a huge possibility we
Is
can do
what
that.
I feel
Because
that
जी,
every child is unique. The learning
जी,
ability is different.
absolutely,
And
absolutely,
we should
absolutely,
not expect the common answers from everyone. So
exactly.
if the different things are
So
there, it
we
needs to
should
allow actually.
exactly. We should allow student to give his correct answer. Everyone has a correct answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Thank you, sir.
Pleasure.
Still, we have 5 minutes in hand. I request all the principals also, if you have any questions related with the education system, NEP also, because sir is having a long experience in this area also. And that is one of the most promising area nowadays, where we need to have a good understanding of about all these educational policies and what they are going to and how they are going to impact the career of the students.
Yeah.
If you have any questions related to that also, you can please ask the sir.
Sir, I have a
Good.
question, if I may ask.
Yeah,
Sure.
please go ahead.
Please.
Sir, thank you so much for this insightful session, sir, and the inputs that you have given. One question I have to ask is that there is a lot of paradigm shift in the students' value systems today, like what students
Yes.
we had earlier, and I am sure most of us might be having this question of how to
Yes.
deal with this lack of commitment and discipline. So,
Yeah.
what is your insights on how to deal with such?
Always a problem. This has been always a problem, right?
Yes.
So when I was in school, asking father to give money to watch a Hindi movie was a was a explanation of indecent behavior, right? How can you do that? Okay, तो और आज के जमाने में कुछ और है. I think definition बदल गया है, लेकिन problem वही है. तो I think the first thing is we'll have to appreciate they live in a different era. I think that's the first appreciation all of us have to expect. But there are some fundamental principles which need to be sort of followed, right? Students not respecting teacher, not respecting parent, होता होगा. I'm sure ऐसा कुछ तो भी है. Okay, but also the value system of life. So that's precisely I'm saying. What we are teaching is mathematics. What we are teaching is chemistry. What we are teaching is physics, right? We are not teaching how physics can be useful in life. We are not teaching how mathematical ability is important if leading a better life, right? And better life is not about me alone. Better life is my family also. At least my family. Society छोड़ दो. At least my family, right? So how can we do that? Okay. तो I think ये जो empathy वाला part है ना, वो हमारे generally हमारे education system से missing रहता है. It's missing. And at the end, हम उसको सिखाते हैं giving back to the society. To be very honest, I'm deadly against this word giving back to the society. You cannot give back anything to the society because we have, by the time we grow old, we have consumed so much from the society. You cannot give back. Okay, तो आप तो हरदम consume ही करते हो, आप giving back तो कर ही नहीं सकते. ये मेरा argument है, right? So not to bring this kind of argument, बेटा you should give back to the society, गरीबों को खाना खिला देना, वगैरह वगैरह. I think let him do if he wants, if he or she wants. But the question is, how do we develop empathy? How do we develop empathy? जो मैं बोला था ना कि if you remove the slums from the large cities, from where you get made from, I think do we understand there is an economics of it? Okay, and if I can explain the rational or economics of that, I'm sure a lot of things will come. I think we'll have to include empathy element. Okay, respect देने का तौर तरीका बदल गया है. Okay, today we say hi dad. In my when I was a kid, sitting in front of father in the chair was unthinkable. You cannot do that. But that doesn't mean that today's kids are disrespectful. Okay, the time has changed. They respect the way they think it is respect, right? And I was respecting the way my generation was thinking is the respect about. तो हमको भी उनको समझना पड़ेगा. Okay, but हमको correct value भी सिखाना पड़ेगा. We'll have to give the right value also. Why human values are important. I think we'll have to teach them. गरीबों को बेचारा कहने के बजाय गरीबों को understand the poverty. I think that's something which I think the value system is important. Okay, and we cannot punish these days. All of us know that punishment doesn't make the things work. Appreciation makes the thing better. Okay, and students want to experience. They want to experience and learn. Okay, let them. Okay, so we should facilitate this learning process through experience. I think so.
Thank you.
I have one question.
Ji.
Yeah.
Myself, Dr. Swanand Kulkarni from engineering. Thank you, sir. Thank you for this wonderful session. Teacher as a strategic leader. Today's teacher is very heavily loaded with the lectures, practicals, so many activities imparted by universities, apex bodies, then examination, assessment, lot of documentation for the accreditation purpose, then assessments.
True.
A lot of things are, a lot of pressures are there on today's teachers. So, to cater the current need of the education, to develop the student-centric learning, whether any training modules are available to impart the training to the teachers when they join the institutes. It's very important because
There
they
are
get
actually,
any time
there are.
for introspection also.
Yeah. Yeah. There are modules available, though I'm not there, but there are some NGOs who expertise on that, teachers training, etc. There are actually. In fact, one of our startups run by 3 girls, of course, they have discontinued, but somebody else is taking care of it. Does teachers training for the government school, typical municipal corporation schools. So I'm sure there would be models available on that. There are specialized agencies who do teachers training. That's so there are agencies. Maybe we can find out. So that's one. Number two is I think precisely that's what I was saying. Probably we'll have to. This is the right time when we can automate some of if you allow me to use that word, low-end processes, right? There are many things which we are engaged in, maybe can be done by AI and ML. Okay, so can we automate several processes by we can free up teachers' time? So I think I will strongly argue that we should do that. We should free up to teachers' time for reflection, reading, writing, etc., rather than doing administrative job too much. Okay, administration is important, but too much is really taxing to everyone. Okay, so that's number two. Number three is I'm of the view, which I tried actually when I was teaching in I did it in TIS also. I just recently retired 6 months ago. I retired. I did it in TIS also. I think we think teachers coming together and co-teaching. It's not sharing of the classes, but the same concept can have 2 point of view. Okay, so can both the teachers, or instead of teaching subject-wise sessions, can we teach thematic sessions where 2 teachers can come together, more than 2? So इसमें क्या workload भी कम हो जाएगा, है ना? And student will also get some experience. Can we give common field-based assignment to the student, and all of us can have our own sessions around that? So field-based assignment, co-teaching. तो इसलिए मैं कह रहा था ना, हमारा टीचिंग स्ट्रैटेजी चेंज करना पड़ेगा थोड़ा सा. विल हैव टू सिट टुगेदर एंड रीड्रॉ द टीचिंग स्ट्रैटेजी मैप. Okay, so I'm sure we can use the time more productively. These are few thoughts. Maybe there could be subject-specific thoughts also.
Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Because we are bounded by all the committees of universities, DT, AICT,
Yes.
all things.
I know.
So,
Sometimes this is too much.
there is no any freedom to take a chance for such kind of things.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we'll have to administratively correct ourselves. I think.
And even we are stuck up with the admission process also. There is a lot of competition.
I know.
Lot of institutions are there.
That's
even all the faculties are stuck up with the admission process also. And immediately
I think we'll have to do it, but it has to be within reasonable limits. Not that it sucks all your energy. Then you are left with no energy to do a productive work or innovative work. I think we'll have to. The time has come to free up the teachers also. Maybe can we budget 20% time for teachers learning? So probably this is your first initiative when you set up the skill institute. I think probably this is the first thing. And the policy level also, we can say at least 20-25% time teachers should have. And we can be very specific that you will have to produce one good research paper, one publication, something like that. We can decide, okay, this is the productive time given to you for these kind of intellectual outputs. Maybe we'll have to design the system accordingly. And that's precisely the strategic thing I'm referring to.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Myself,
Good afternoon.
Dr. Ramling Patrakar from Shree Santkrupa College of Pharmacy.
Ji.
My question is, first of all, I would like to say thanks because it was a very wonderful session and it was very informative session. My question is how we can improve student outcome by strategically aligning our teaching practices, sir.
Yes. Okay. So there are, one is the process of learning, which I talked quite a bit. The second is, I think also, which I couldn't talk, is the assessment method. Okay. So for everything, we cannot have 3 hours written examination. So I think assessment method also have to be redesigned, because the question is, what is that we are assessing? Are we assessing his mathematical problem solving ability, or we are assessing whether his thinking ability has enhanced, his numerical thinking ability has enhanced? So if numerical thinking ability has enhanced, enhancement is the thing. Can't I give a field-based assignment to him and say that, okay, whatever you learn in the mathematics, go and see whether we can solve one problem of a shopkeeper or whatever, right? So can we do that? So I think we'll also have to sit down and work on the assessment criteria. Everything cannot be judged by writing a three hours sort of exam thing. So that's the second thing. Third thing is, see, fundamentally, what we are looking for in the student, we are looking for is changing his sort of behavior pattern at the end of the day, changing him. Okay, what are the things we are expecting to change? Okay, so I think if we can design the whole delivery of the sort of sessions, okay, to provoke that change. For example, I'll just give an example. I'm not saying that I'm a great teacher. I'm not. There are far better teachers than me. I know many of them actually. But when I go to the first class of entrepreneurship, so I don't give them any definition. In fact, I don't give them any definition of entrepreneurship till the last class. I don't give them any definition. So what I do is I give them a case study. One of my favorite case study of Mamma Mia. All of us know that there was a movie of Mamma Mia, ABBA songs. One of my favorite actually. And there is a stage show also. I give a case study of that. I said, read this case study and tell me, do you agree that Judy Kramer is a entrepreneur or not? If yes, why? If no, why not? That's it. And the entire class discussion for 2 hours happened around that. And then first thing is there will be a chaos. Student will kind of say many things. Okay, nahi hai, nahi hai, blah, blah, blah. And then I keep running on my board and put them in the typologies. I say, okay, fine. So these many people are saying she is, why? These many people are saying she is not, why? And so on and so forth, right? And till end, student पूछते रह जाते हैं कि सर entrepreneurship का definition बता दो. मैं बोलता हूँ मुझे नहीं मालूम. You find out. You find out, because my job is not to give you correct definition. My job is to articulate the entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial process the way you think it is right. जो madam बोल रही थी. There is no right answer actually. There is no best answer, right? If you can provoke the student to find his right answer, I think then the purpose of our course can change. So I think एक तो हमको delivery और design भी change करना पड़ेगा, assessment criteria भी change करना पड़ेगा, and we can make the learning and examination, which I didn't say, fearless. Actually, there is a lot of fear around education. कि फेल हो जाओगे, ओके, एब्सेंट मार्क कर दिए जाओगे. हालांकि यू कैन नॉट हेल्प इट, स्टूडेंट आते ही नहीं है. यदि आप अटेंडेंस कंपलसरी नहीं करेंगे दे विल नॉट कम. ओके, आई नो दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम. ओके, बट द क्वेश्चन इज, कैन वी मेक fearless, I'm saying, not fearless. Okay, less fearful learning environment. Can we see? अभी गेमिफिकेशन का जमाना है. बच्चों को जितना आप गेमिफाई कर दीजिए, they are very happy. Okay, so जितना गेमिफिकेशन हम कर सकते हैं, I think करना चाहिए आपको. Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we are running short of time. If you have any questions, we can go ahead with one question, please.
Thank you, sir, for a wonderful session. I am Pushpa Patil, principal of Junior College. I have one question. Teacher as a leader in a classroom. Classroom is a normality curve. Some are very fast learners, some are very slow learners, and some are moderate learners. And there is a burden on the teacher is finishing the syllabus, 11th, 12th standard syllabus
Yes.
is also very
Yes,
vast
yes,
syllabus.
yes.
And
Yes.
again, teacher want to teach state board, then you want to teach MSc, CET or any other competitive
Okay,
exams. So
absolutely.
these discrepancies and all these, how teacher can take the role as a leader in the class, fundamental vision,
जी,
the
जी, जी.
visionary of the
No, this is, yeah, absolutely. I fully agree. This is one of the, I will not say this is a problem, but this is one of the things which we face and we need to sort of address. Every student is not same, and every student have learning interest also. Somebody is good in physics, but somebody is good in language, so like that. So English, वो language वाला mathematics chaos करता है, लेकिन language में he performs very well, and vice versa, kind of thing. ये होता ही है, ये होता ही है. So see, there are 2-3 things. In fact, my sister engages with क्या बोलेंगे learning disability वाला student. So I keep advising his organization, her organization also, not that as an expert, but थोड़ा strategy का भाषण देता हूँ मैं उन लोगों को तो वो करता हूँ. So actually, A is you can have remedial sessions, okay, if you can afford to do that. Sometimes it is possible, sometimes it is not possible. B is can we create a peer group? And वहीं पे ना वो जो मैं बोला था ना knowledge, skill, attitude है ना वो वाला that appreciation comes. So empathy is not about how to see the world outside. Empathy is how do you see your friend. He's struggling hard to solve mathematics. Okay, can a student with little better mathematical ability can be a co sort of participant or together? Can we give a group? Can we create a mathematics learning group? Can the one who is little better can help the one who is not so good? Okay, can we create that kind of discipline in the classroom? And students are not bullied for this, okay, because that's something which start happening. अरे इसको तो इतना भी नहीं आता. That's the first thing which happens. So how we bring that kind of culture? इसलिए मैं बोला culture is the thing actually. Culture is the thing. And the third thing is why I think here is a need for parents also to be coming there. If possible, if parents can be a participant teacher also, if in some way or the other, maybe parents can have a role. तो मुझे लगता है थोड़ा स्टेक होल्डर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू देखेंगे तो शायद लर्निंग प्रोसेसेस स्मूथ हो जाएंगे. तो these are few things which I know. Maybe there could be more than this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Our honorable speaker, Dr. Satyajit Majumdar, sir, has highlighted the different leadership qualities here. We must allow the students to learn the complexity of real life. Sir also told us job is not the ultimate outcome, but it is just one outcome. But student can improve their skill and knowledge, and they have to build up their attitude. They have to appreciate to the society and also improve understanding level. Sir also told us what is the role of teachers and what is the role of different leaders. So also, sir, clear all our doubts and also answer all the questions. So thank you so much, sir, for this insightful presentation and important talk. Now, if anyone have to share something, then please unmute
Just one
yourself.
second. Just one second, ma'am. I
Bhagwat,
would
sir,
like to
you
share
have
few
to share.
things. I would like to share few things. I think
Okay.
throughout my more than 30 years of my career, I have attended number of lectures throughout many parts of this country. This is one of the best lecture I have come across, and the 5 words which I impressed a lot through this session. One is that, as sir has rightly said, that we have to develop the culture. Second thing is that as we generally talk about our institute is at a rural area. So sir has rightly said, took it as a strategic advantage. How we can convert that, what I can say, I can't say weaknesses, but into an opportunities. Third is sir has rightly said, teachers are default leaders. It doesn't mean that others are not leaders, but teachers are the leaders. Another most important part through his presentation is that we need to set our high performance standards. How can I perform much better than what I did last time? And last, the main important part, which I felt most interesting, is that apart from great organization, can we set a memorable organization? Can my entire journey with this Santkrupa family, where I can contribute to build this organization as a memorable organization? So, sir, we are really grateful to you. Now, I request our respected secretary, sir, to say a few words on this occasion.
Sure. Thank you, Majumdar sir, for this talk. Actually, you know, the best compliment I can give is, that this talk hit home is, listening to the questions that our team asked you. I understand where they are coming from, and I understand why those questions were put to you. And that is the best compliment because it means that, they were really looking at what you were saying from a perspective of improving the circumstances. When Dr. Kulkarni mentioned, the workload that he and our team has to face, I totally empathize with him, so many compliances, submissions. Where is the time to, do the activities that we want to do? Or when Pushpa Patil madam mentioned about, weak students, strong students, moderate students. So, your talk really hit home that way that, everybody has taken the part that, they really needed. And when Bhagwat sir summed it up, by, listing out the 5 things, our task is set. Like we have some clarity going ahead on what we need to do, setting the right culture, creating a memorable organization, teacher as a strategic leader, but more as an inspirational, not just an inspirational figure, but as somebody who can invite questions in the minds of the students rather than giving the answers. The practice which you employ in your teaching, asking why do you need to know this, or why is this to be followed. So thank you so much for your talk today. I think we've started on a great foot with your talk, and I appreciate the questions, the answers, and the overall interactive session. I'm sure we have a lot of questions going ahead too. So I would request Bhagwat sir, to help us stay connected with you, because I feel that we are on to something very good here. If we
Surely,
can
sir.
do
Sure.
we can do the things that you helped to highlight today, I'm sure we will become a memorable organization. So
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for the invite. I also equally learned from this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Patil ma'am,
Thank you,
please go
sir.
ahead.
Thank you, sir. Now this is a time to express a vote of thanks for this wonderful ceremony or session. On behalf of Shree Santkrupa Institute of Professional Studies and Skill Development, I extend our heartfelt thanks to our esteemed guest, Mr. Satyajit Majumdar sir, for gracing us with your presence today. Your insights and inspiring words have added great value to us. We are truly honored by your presence, guidance, and presentation. Thank you once again. On behalf of all staff, I extend my sincere gratitude to our President, Honorable Dr. Usha Zohri ma'am, and Secretary, Honorable Mr. Prasun Zohri sir, for giving us a permission to arranging this session and valuable time for this program. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. We are deeply thankful to respected principals of all unit, Dr. Ramalinga Patrakar sir, Dr. Swananda Kulkarni sir, Dr. Vaishali Patil ma'am, Mrs. Patil ma'am, Mrs. Shree Santkrupa ma'am, for your valuable presence support for this program. A special thank you to Director of Shree Santkrupa Institute of Professional Studies and Skill Development, Mr. Prasad Bhagwat sir, for arranging this development program for us, and we truly appreciate your support. Also, I extend my sincere thanks to all activities of teaching staff for leadership development program. Thank you, one and all. All member, please turn on your camera for taking a screenshot and photos, please. Thank you once again. With the permission of all the authorities, I declare that this session is over. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much once again to all of you, all the Samstha officials, all the respected principals, all the HODs, and all the teaching faculties. Really, I'm blessed with your